can see, are my donuts showing? I'm Nikki.
And I'm Silly.
And together we are
Sugar High.
On today's episode of Sugar High, we're chowing down on one of my personal favorites, donuts.
Yum! Even got the classic Homer Simpson on your shirt.
Obviously.
Yeah. Glazes and fried dough and all the delicious things.
Yeah. These are all prime specialty donuts.
High
None of the
class.
Tim Hortons biz.
Today we're here at Dipped Donuts and they have different flavors every day. I don't know if you can see, but there's quite a lineup, so let's go check it out. Dipped Donuts is kind of a hole in the wall in Kensington Market. You better get there early because there can be lineups and your favorite flavor might be sold out. Also, if you follow these guys on Instagram, you'll see that sometimes they sell out and then they close the store.
And mine looks really gross because, as you can tell, we did not eat at the place because there's like nowhere to sit.
It survived the trip home. Yeah.
Well, yours survived.
Mine, yeah, yours survived. It just had a bit of a rough time, you know?
It looks like it was murdered. And dough. Yours looks way more legit than mine.
Don't not even think you can have a
Okay.
piece.
If only the jelly hadn't rubbed off all over the bag. So
But you sure are jelly of mine.
I did lick the raspberry jam stuff earlier, and it tasted good. It's just it all wiped off on the bag. I don't know how I feel about the chocolate.
Just chocolate.
Raspberry, chocolate, hazelnut,
Oh, geez.
and then you got.
Cookies and cream.
I actually don't like the chocolate.
This kind of reminds me of like a Krispy Kreme on steroids. Thicker, more glaze, and actual flavor.
Now time for our review of
Dipped Donuts.
Okay. Start with the price.
Price,
We'll start
yeah,
with the
yeah.
So $3 for a dipped donut. Pricey, but that's kind of what you're looking at with these specialty donuts.
Yeah, to be honest, it's probably on the lower end. Yeah.
Damn. What about uniqueness?
Uniqueness, so they do have different flavors each day, so you never really know what you're gonna get, so they kind of keep you guessing. I'd say they have some pretty unique flavors.
I think they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a shame that if, like,
Yeah.
they don't have the one you go for that day. Then...
London Fog.
Quality?
Oh, well, I mean, I had a lot of thoughts. I mean, I thought like the dough consistency was pretty perfect. It was like soft, but not too soft. For me, I got the cookies and cream donut, and the glaze was pretty much on point. I had a very positive experience. It was no London Fog, which I've had before, but it was still very delicious. How about you?
Mine, as you saw, was totally botched by the time I got it home. The glaze was good on mine. Unfortunately, it all came off in the bag, so there wasn't really much left on the donut.
She was licking the bag.
Wasn't I?
Probably me. I think I mistaked it for myself.
Yeah, oh wait, you know what? I took
That
the
was
bag
me.
home. I liked it. My bad. It was alright. So taking that all into consideration, I would give Dipped Donuts 3 out of 5 cats.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna vastly disagree.
Oh,
And I am going to give Dipped a 4.5 out of 5. I will say this is a very tight category, folks, so stay tuned.
Today we're here at Bloomers, which is actually like a cafe and donut shop. So if you want to get a donut and sit and chill, you can do that here. It's not a hit it and quit it type place, so let's go inside. Bloomers is actually a vegan bakery, and some of the donuts are only available on weekends, like Boston cream and raspberry filled. You can also pick up their donuts at the vegan restaurant Fresh.
We're here with our donuts. I kind of got more of a basic one today, just because it was the last one, okay? So I wanted it.
You know it's popular if it's
Well, yeah.
Lighting change.
Mood lighting. In between a chocolate dip or this one, which is a raspberry-filled donut. I got this one.
And I got the fancy rosewater pistachio donut. Ooh. Side note, I'm not a huge fan of pistachio, but I love rose, so, you know, life is about compromise, right?
Well, I like both, so I'm gonna have a bite of that as well.
Classic.
You know, I might have a bite of that first.
Classic.
To be honest.
Why don't I
I
thought it was blood at first, ladies and gentlemen. I was like, what was happening?
Murder.
Ooh. It's like I just ate a flower in like the best possible way.
Wow.
I want to eat a flower in the best possible way. Try these.
I want some blood on my hands, what can I say?
Oh, fragrant.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yo.
Keeping up the trend of ordering the best thing, you know? One of us has to do it. Oh, okay.
Silly wants to lick the jam off that plate.
Watch me.
And now time for our review of
Bloomers. Not to be confused with the other meaning of that word.
Like my underwear?
You got it. Unlike the, the other donut locations that we went to, Bloomers is actually just a general cafe. It's not just a only donut place.
So price?
So price, this place also clocked in at $3, so also on the lower end of the scale. How about that uniqueness?
I think they were pretty standard flavors. I mean, aside from what you had, like that rose pistachio. So I think that was kind of one of the different ones, but besides that, it's pretty classic flavors.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's just not like the place you're gonna go for wild flavor.
Because it's a cafe, they're not just dedicated to donuts. I probably had 5 types of flavors or something, whereas I'd say everywhere else had at least 8, if not more. So.
But it's a good spot to go if you want to work on some nights.
Exactly.
It's just a cafe. I mean, I really enjoyed my jelly-filled donut, the raspberry fill, but his was better.
I loved mine. For me, it was just even more of a generous glaze than Dipped had. But I think the donut I found a little bit it was softer, and it was a little bit almost too soft, which I didn't think I'd hear myself saying. The glaze, I could just drink that by the gallon. It was so good.
All things considered, what are we gonna give Bloomers?
So I'm gonna go ahead with another 4.5 out of 5 cavities. I was so into it.
I'm gonna give Bloomers a 4 out of 5 cavities because again, really good, and I would actually go back there to get what he got.
So today we're here at Glory Hole Donuts, well known across Toronto as some of the best donuts in the city. So we're gonna go and have a look.
Glory Hole is definitely one of the most popular donut spots in Toronto. They have some vegan options and yeast versus cake donuts. Glory Hole Donuts, which has been a place that's been very hyped up, and
We did make an attempt to come here before and they actually sold out. So this is our
be
second
careful.
attempt.
Don't come here too late. It will be
Don't be
sold
us.
out.
Yeah. We want better for you.
Yes.
So what did you get today?
So it's around Christmas time, and I got this Ferrero Rocher donut, which
So
looks
pretty.
so decadent and so unnecessary, but I figured 'tis the season.
Nikki doesn't always go out all extra, so I'm
No.
really proud of her in
Yeah.
this moment. I kind of did the more Nikki route. I went for a strawberry passion.
Which also looks good. So if
It
yours
does.
is better than mine, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, it's gonna just be, the law of nature as well.
All right, I'm gonna roll up my sleeves.
Oh, it's so perfect just looking. I love it.
It's like flakes on mine. I don't know what. Oh, it's soft.
Same. It is really soft.
This is gonna get really messy really quick.
Yeah, shall we do an arm? I can't do it.
I need to cleanse my palate.
No, it was already soiled. Not your doing. Double fission.
And now it's time for our review of Glory Hole.
Gross.
So, let's think about that price.
$3.95.
So we each got, I guess, I think there's different tiers of pricing at Glory Hole. So we both got kind of bottom of the barrel, I think.
Standard pricing as opposed to premium pricing. I think value-wise, the pricing for my donut was totally fair.
Yeah.
Because mine was pretty extra, and it was the same price as his, which was a little more basic.
Yeah.
Uniqueness.
They had a lot of flavors. It was a lot to take in, lots to look at. You can tell that they're clearly one of the top places in Toronto for donuts.
Yeah. It's
very
a
creative.
donut place.
Oh,
It's all about those
yeah.
donuts.
Exactly. So definitely recommend.
Yeah, lots of hype around it, but For good reason.
Exactly, and they just opened a second location.
What about quality?
It was a great mix of both sweet and tangy. The donut was a pretty good consistency, but as Nikki kind of mentioned, value-wise, like I felt like it was a little bit higher in terms of like the price that I paid for something that was more basic. But that being said, it was still really, really yummy. I would have it again.
Yeah, quality for mine. It was delicious. It had a ton of extra toppings and it was like super soft. I think we got them warm, so it was just, oh, A pluses all around. Taking all of that into consideration, what are you gonna rate Glory Hole?
I'm gonna rate Glory Hole a 4 cafes out of 5.
Well, this might be a little bit of a rare occasion, but
Oh!
I'm gonna give it a higher score of 4.5 cavities.
Wow.
Yeah, it was real good. It's a good thing that it's a good distance from my place, otherwise I don't eat there all the time, but it was so good.
Today we're here at Vaughn Donuts, where they serve different donuts every day of the week. So it's really fun. All of them are made fresh, and you can make, you know, batch orders. You can order them for your parties, or you can just come like us and just have one once in a while / every day. So why don't we go in and have a look? Woo!
As a note, Vaughn does not have any gluten-free or vegan options. We're here at Vaughn Donuts on the Danforth.
Ooh la la, and look what we have. Delicious.
So, what'd you get?
So I got the blueberry lime with this nice little crumble on top. I feel very fancy.
Gonna have a bite of that. And I got my tried and true Homer Simpson donut, which is, as the name says, a Homer Simpson donut.
So beautiful. I feel like I'm in Springfield right now.
Yeah, I totally got this one
gorge.
before, so I know it's good, and I'm gonna get it again and again and again. I got hit with the shrapnel on that one.
Wouldn't be the first time. Ooh.
And when you eat it here, you get this little plate with icing sugar.
Yeah.
In case you needed more sugar.
Which we do.
Gotta get my blood sugar up.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that glaze. Legendary.
A plus, A plus.
And now time for a review of
Vaughn.
Donuts.
Starting with the price. Where did we start with this one?
$3.99. So it was the priciest of all the donut places we visited. Like when you look at the price for a dozen, ooh, it's steep.
Not gonna lie, I've done it before though.
Where was I?
You were not being proposed to.
Okay,
Whoa!
sure, rub it in.
Uniqueness.
Do think they have unique flavors, but I always get the same thing because it's good, it's classic, it's the Homer Simpson.
Vaughn is a little bit different in terms of their flavors because unlike some of the other places where maybe you have to check their Instagram page or they might have different flavors as they choose, Vaughn is very kind of strict in terms of their different flavors. So basically every day of the week they'll offer the same types of donuts. For instance, if you go on a Sunday, you'll get different selection than if you go on a Saturday. But every Saturday will be the same one. So if you find one you like, make sure you go on the right day.
They're consistent.
Yeah,
which
they're
I
consistent.
like.
You can rely on it, which is
Set
helpful.
your watch to it. So what about quality?
It had kind of similar to Glory Hole. It was a little bit of tang with a little bit of sweet. I found for my own personal preference, it was a little bit. I tasted the lime a lot more than I did the blueberry. And I found that unfortunately it was the least generous glaze out of all of the places. And I found the donut itself a little bit more firm than the other places we went to. So for my personal preferences, I prefer it heavy glaze and a little bit softer. So those weren't quite working in its favor. How about you?
That was a ramble. Classic Homer Simpson donut, pink glaze, sprinkles. It was delicious. Done. Simple. Good. So based on all of that, I'm gonna give Vaughn Donuts a 4 out of 5 cavities.
Oh. I am going to give Vaughn a 3.5 out of 5 based on the donut I got.
Well, true. His donut was, for once, not better than mine.
I just want her to feel good about herself, you know? She makes the right choices.
Wow. Pity donuts. Okay.
And that concludes our donut compilation video. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you got some new places to try. But why don't you tell us in the comments places that we should go to, or what your opinions were of the different stores. Probably the tightest race we've had so far.
Yeah, they were all like good. There was no real weak link.
And we're always kind of like low-key hoping for a weak link because it's just kind of funny to roast someone real hard.
Let us know your top places or the worst places. See you next time on Sugar High.
Woohoo!